Tuesday, April 28th, 2021. Come on in. I insist. Don't knock. Open the door. Don't even bother wiping your shoes. Maybe you're not wearing shoes. Maybe you're wearing boots. Maybe you're wearing some flip-flops. Maybe you're wearing nothing at all. Walk on in with your disgusting, muddy feet. Wipe them on the rug, on the floor. You can even wipe them on my face. That's the type of mood I'm in right now because I have had too much caffeine and I am crashing extremely hard. I am crashing like lightning from the Live song. And there's about one person in here that gets that reference, and their name is James Allen McGee. I am James, you are you. We are here for the midweek edition of what? Of who? Of where? It's At Home with James, the show that absolutely refuses to go away. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you've enjoyed a lovely evening, if that's even possible anymore. But you know what? As the government officials say, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And no, it's not the fact that the old 19 is going to be on its way out eventually. It's not the fact that you're going to get your little needles, whether it's a Pfizer or an AZ or a Johnson & Johnson or a President's Choice. This show is the light at the end of the tunnel. Because unlike a 19 vaccine, you get those once or twice. This is like a vaccine that gets jabbed all over your body. All right, you following me? 3 nights a week. Imagine you go to the doctor because you need a happy vaccine. I want you to consider me your doctor. But tonight, I am not the only doctor that we have on tap. I thought to myself, you know what, James? Your show is too classy. Your show deals with too much serious subject matter. So what I have done is I've decided to open the gates and let the crazies loose. The wackos, the weirdos, even the winos are here tonight. And I'm not the only doctor. We have got another physician here coming up much later on. It is a first-time guest alert. Dr. Jack Nasty is here. Now, that name should say it all. And hopefully, this individual doesn't spray it all. Hold on, I have to take a note. Never rhyme on the show. Again, it sucks and reminds me of bad improvisers. Great. Now that that note is out of the way, we're going to continue on talking about the other guests. We've also got, when you think about making sure the show's not too classy, this is who you bring in to make sure the show is not too classy. Racquel Belmonte is here. Now, she's been on her best behavior, but you and I know that it just takes one thing to fall off the wagon. Now, I'm not saying that Racquel's an alcoholic or deals with any type of foreign substances. Racquel's poison is filth. Her poison is being crude. Her poison is debauchery. Her poison is depravity. And you can't spell depravity without Racquel Belmonte. But she's coming to us tonight not to talk about HJs and BJs and MJs. She's going to talk about something so pleasant. She's going to show some of her most viral tweets, right? Because if you're doing an internet show, you got to talk about the Twitter. Starting the show off in just a matter of moments is a fine young man who not only is an expert in having a beard, this guy, I look up to him when it comes to having a beard. I have no doubt in my mind this guy started growing a beard at 10 years old. If you think this guy's got a hairy beard, take a look at his rear end, okay? Vance Gillis is, I made myself laugh, and I love when that happens. Everyone thinks I'm some crank, some piece of burnt toast on this show. I am truly a nice guy. I helped Dave Kaufman move yesterday. I've got a cough. I might have 19 right now. But that's just I'm the type of guy, even if I'm dealing with 19, I'm still going to help you move. Yeah, health officials say you shouldn't leave your house. What am I going to do? Leave my friend hanging? You've seen the shape Dave is in. This guy, the only muscle this guy's got is in his wrist when he's teching the show. He needs big, buff gym to help him with his move. So that's right. I carried a couple plants yesterday. Where the hell was I? Oh, yeah, I was talking about hairy rear ends. Vance Gillis is on tonight's show. Now let's just face the facts. This intro could go on and on and on because, frankly, I'm doing a great job. I see some of these other online shows, they can't even wait to get their guests on because they can't hold a sentence by themselves to save their lives. Look, I don't want to say I'm a legend, so I won't. Or will I? Let's bring on our first guest, segueing out of talking about how some people need to bring on their guests. I'm going to bring on my guest. He's about to launch a brand new podcast. And that's how you know this guy's a brave man, because there is not a lack of podcasts in this world. He's here to tell us all about his new show. Let's welcome the one and only Vance Gillis. Vance, you like that intro I just gave you?
Yeah, I was saying I have a hairy ass.
Well, I said a rear end, right? I classed it up.
Sorry, yeah.
Now, Vance, I want you to tell me, do you have a hairy rear end?
It's okay.
Come on now, you're being modest, right?
No, it's okay. Look, it's okay.
Yeah, a 1 on 10. I want you on a scale of 1 to 10, James, is 10 being the hairiest rear end, 1 being the least hairy.
Sorry, 1 is the least and 10 is the most?
1 James out of 10, James is least hairy. 10 Jameses out of 10, most.
Wait, so why are you the scale? So it's 1 James or 10 Jameses?
Yeah, imagine if you walked into a room and there were 10 Jameses, that would equal the amount of hair on your fanny.
Wow.
You're the only person that's ever questioned that metric.
I mean, because yeah. Am I comparing it to yours? Because I don't know. I've never seen your rear end. I don't know. It could be.
I tell you what. Once this whole 19 things goes away, you and me, we're going to get in the same room. We're going to drop trowel and find out who between you and I has the hairiest bum.
Right. Okay. Are we going to do it on this show?
We can't. We'd be kicked off the air. No nudity allowed on Twitch.
Well, what if we went on
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I would say a 5, by the way. I'm probably a 5.
Okay. So you walk into a room, there's 5 Jameses. That's the equivalent of the hair on your bum.
Yeah. 5 Jameses.
All right, Vance. You're one of the few people that asked to come on this show. Now, usually I ask people and they decline.
Mm-hmm.
You said, James, I got to come on. I got to talk to you about something. On no level did you imagine this is the way that this segment was going to start.
I did, really, yeah. I mean, I've been on this show. I know what to expect.
You know my tricks, right?
Yeah.
I'm a fun guy.
I've seen your moves. Yeah.
You see my moves.
You are a fun guy.
Would you say that I have the reputation of being cranky, maybe a little crusty?
Yeah, curmudgeonly. Curmudgeonly might be the word. Yeah, I don't know about cranky. I think you're a good mood kind of guy.
Yeah, I
maybe curmudgeonly.
And not only have I helped Dave Kaufman move, I've also helped you move.
You have, yeah.
I don't recall doing much that day.
Twice, I think. Didn't you help me move twice? At least once, anyway. You did. It's true that you didn't do much that day, but neither did I, because your friend Mike was there.
Yeah.
And he did basically everything.
That guy was taking care of business, but this speaks to the volume of my character. But we're not here to talk about my character. Yeah. Vance, you've got a new podcast. It's getting ready. You're putting it in the can. You're doing the work. You're clanging and banging, just like my boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Clanging and banging?
Clanging and banging. It's the equivalent of going to the gym. But instead of the gym, instead of picking up weights, you're picking up the notebook, you're picking up knowledge, you're picking up the microphone. Vance, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, I'm a man in my 30s and living through a pandemic. So naturally, I'm drawn to the idea of working on a podcast. So I listen to a lot of podcasts throughout the day, which I didn't do prior to our good friend C19. So yeah, I've just been thinking on it and wanted to try out sort of giving a sample of what the podcast would be. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know how it's going to go.
Okay, so we're kind of workshopping right now.
We're workshopping. Yeah, this is
it.
a workshop. This is like going to an open mic night, which is that's scary because open mic night.
I'll tell you what though, the audience that we've got right now is comparable to the audience at an open mic night.
This is true. Yeah,
and that it's very intimate and interactive. But the advantage is none of us had to get dressed. None of us had to leave. None of us had to pay for public transportation fare.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working it out.
Mm-hmm.
So Vance, what do you have prepared for us tonight?
So I'm really interested in true crime. I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, watch a lot of shows. I'm also really interested in disasters, which can be really dark, but I just like understanding what happened.
Now, when you say disasters, do you mean natural disasters or atrocities?
Both, but not so much in the vein of like wars or things like that. I'm talking about like accidents, mistakes, errors, that type of thing.
Okay.
That's the type of thing that I'm interested in. So what I wanted to do today is I just wanted to come and talk to you and tell you a story about a thing that I hadn't actually known very much about, which happened in the 80s. Pardon me. And
a great decade for disasters.
There was a lot of good stuff in the 80s. Yeah, a lot of
now,
good
right now, the standard that you've got is the Challenger explosion.
Yes. Which that's pretty much at the tippy top.
Yeah.
This is it's sort of a smaller scale thing, but I find it fascinating because it was just people trying to make some money. And unfortunately, it went a little bit awry. So I just want to tell you the story. This is about Webb's Bait Farm in Benton, Tennessee.
Oh, God, Tennessee. All right. I already know where this is going.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I want to tell you a little bit. So in January of 1983, in this very rural area in Tennessee, and you can see it here. So this is the land that the farm was
quite on. A point of view.
Yeah, right?
Taken from some guy in a blimp.
Yeah, some guy fell out of a plane. And he's like, oh, I'm going to take a snap of this. So in early 1983, there was the sound of an explosion coming from this farm. And this farm was a bait farm. So that means that they just raise worms. That's literally all that they do. So it doesn't really make sense that there'd be an explosion.
This is like, people are watching right now. They're like, I know there's going to be a character that drops in on this. Dimitri's going to play the worm guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dimitri's the worm guy. Sid's gonna roll up as one of the cops, and so there's this explosion. The neighbors hear it. For some reason, no one calls the cops. They just assume that it must just be. I guess if you're living rural Tennessee, you're used to hearing the sounds of
just a normal day in Tennessee of loud, obnoxious sounds.
Yeah, so no one calls the cops. The police never investigate. And the neighbors, I guess, are just told everything's fine, no big deal. So I just want to back up for a second. So this happens. This is sort of there's this explosion on the property. Everyone's fine, no one's hurt. But to go back a couple months before this bait farm, which I guess just raises worms and sells fishing gear, was not doing very well. And you look at the size of the property. I mean, they had quite a big property. That's a lot to I mean, that's a lot of worms you got to sell to pay the taxes on that, you know?
Yeah, this guy's worm business isn't cutting the mustard.
Yeah, really. So this guy, he's 30 years old.
I just want to say this guy deserves to fail. His
You're
big idea, I'm going to sell worms.
Yeah. So it's November. It's 2 months earlier, and this guy, his name is Dan Lee Webb, which already it's like
he's got 3 names. So he's either we either know that he's a killer or a worm salesman.
Dan Lee Webb. So he owns this worm farm. It's not going very well. So he's out at a bar with his brother-in-law. His name is David, and they meet this guy named Howard. So Howard, what's
It's
his
already
name?
a red flag
Bramlett.
right there. With a name
Yeah,
like that, red flag.
that's my name, by the way. That's my legal name is Howard. Yeah.
This is the moment in Dateline NBC where we would zoom in on you right before the commercial break. Yeah.
But it would be black. It would turn black and white.
Yeah,
And then it'd
exactly.
be
Yeah, your
slow
eyes
mo.
turn red.
Yeah. What was he not sharing?
Yeah.
So they meet this Howard Bramblett guy, and he says, and he sort of
Wait,
chats
what's
him
his
up the
last
bar.
name?
Bramblett. Bramblett.
Spell that for us, please.
Bramblet. Bramblett.
So we got a worm salesman and the guy with one of the worst last names in modern American history.
Yeah.
Bramblett.
He's got the three-name guy, Danley Webb and Bramblett. So you immediately know that something bad's going to happen. So anyway, so
Sounds
this
like a sandwich at Quiznos.
yeah. So this Howard Bramblett guy tells them that he may be able to offer them something that's going to help them make some more money on their farm. And he's done this with a few other farms in Tennessee and also in other states as well, which is building homemade fireworks. So homemade fireworks, obviously very illegal. It sounds very illegal, but it was even back then in 1983. It was really not okay to be making homemade fireworks because a lot of the materials that go into making them are, really unstable. It's a really unsafe thing to do. So Danley Webb.
Yeah, this guy's essentially selling explosives.
Yeah.
Fun explosives.
Yeah, essentially. So the plan is that Danley Webb and his brother-in-law David, and also Danley Webb's wife, they're going to.
Now, do we have a name for the wife?
No, wife. I forgot. I forgot.
Let's call her Maureen.
Maureen. I mean, that's probably pretty close to what it actually is. So the plan is that Danley and David and Maureen would make these fireworks, and Howard would handle the distribution. So he would sell it off to different states. This includes 12 different states. It would go all the way up to New York and so on. Mm-hmm. So they would make these fireworks for extremely cheap, and then they'd make about $100 off of each box that they would sell at a very low cost. So they'd make about $100 a box. So they started doing this. They set up their farm. They had a barn on their farm. I don't know why you would need a barn if you're just raising worms, but they had a barn that they converted essentially into a fireworks factory. So
they probably got the barn because someone's in there having sex with animals, right?
It's a sex barn. They had to clear all the sex people out. Yeah, just to make the fireworks. They're like, get out of here. Put some
we need
on your hairy
room for all our fireworks. Get out of here. Don't take the worms with you. We need that room for fireworks. Then a tooth falls out.
Oh, my last one.
Maureen, put it on the string with the other ones.
Yeah. So anyway, so they have this farm. It's all now outfitted. But of course, just the three of them, they start making these fireworks, and they're starting to make money. So immediately they're like, oh, we need to hire people. So they hired 14 other employees to come in. And because it's obviously an illegal job, they had to tell people, don't tell anyone what you're doing and that you're here. And so they paid people $5 an hour in cash, which doesn't sound like a lot, but this was also 1983. So
in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, which is, what else are your options? So all these people are making fireworks in this factory. No one has been trained on safety protocols at all.
Oh, now that's a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really all that shocking, but they were not trained on how to properly handle any of these things. But they didn't realize apparently that they were dealing with dangerous materials. So people were smoking in the barn near the materials. People were using electronics and things like that send off sparks. And so they had a few close calls.
Yeah, some of the pagers worked against.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So in January they had this small explosion. No one was hurt. Everything was fine. they had a couple more explosions over the next few months, which started to raise like a red flag, I guess.
Yeah,
with
only
some
after a
neighbors.
few explosions were there a red flag. I think something's going wrong in here in this explosive shack.
Yeah, I mean, imagine your next door neighbor. You hear an enormous explosion from their apartment.
Yeah.
And you go knock on their door, and you're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, no, it's good."
Yeah,
You probably
I'm just breeding worms.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's Dimitri again. I can
Yeah.
totally see it. Yeah. So anyway, over the next few months, they continue to have these explosions happening on the property, and so somebody finally calls the ATF, which is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms group, and they say that there's something going on. They think that they're building bombs on this farm.
Mhm.
So the ATF is like, huh, interesting. So I don't have the exact info on what their investigation was, but given that there was actually a fireworks factory on this property, and they had over a dozen.
And I just want to say we're using the term factory
factory
quite generously.
It's just a sex barn with fireworks.
Yeah, it's a barn where people used to maybe have sex with animals, but now they're making fireworks.
Yeah, exactly, in rural Tennessee. So anyway, so the ATF investigation, there was like inconclusive. They weren't sure that anything had actually happened. So anyway, fast forward to May of 1983. So they've been making fireworks on their property for 6 months now,
and they've gotten away with it. They've gotten away with it. Being investigated by the ATF, which frankly is kind of, I don't know if that speaks highly to the worm people or poorly to the ATF.
I think probably both.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people that worked in the factory, their own friends and family didn't know, even after 6 months, didn't know that they worked there or that it even existed, which is crazy if you think about it. If you have like a friend who,
what were they telling their friends? Well, I'm going to improv class.
Yeah, I have to go to the sex barn for my improv.
Got to that one. Now time to make some fireworks. I've done 4 different voices in the span of this segment. Vance, keep going, please.
Tennessee. Hey, look, we're getting there. We're getting there. So in May 23rd of 1983, Danley Webb is actually not at the farm. He's delivering fireworks. He's in another state. He's sort of doing one of his routes. His wife is at home. She's in the house. The house is on
wife Maureen, of course.
Maureen, yeah. Maureen is at the house. You can't really see here because there's a bunch of different buildings, but Maureen's at the house. All the employees are in the barn except for one guy, which is David, the brother-in-law. He's mowing the lawn. So he's mowing the lawn near the barn.
That's probably doing that for an extra $5.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. So anyway, so what happens is it's about 9:15 in the morning. So everyone just arrived, which this is a horrible time for this to happen. Any time is a horrible time for this to happen, but 9:15, man, you just got in, you just had your coffee.
And now you're mowing the lawn.
So what happens is David's mowing the lawn, and all of a sudden he feels this incredible pressure behind him, and he gets thrown the equivalent of a football field forward. So his back is to the barn. He's thrown this incredible distance. He's actually going to be fine. But he's unfortunately, sadly, the only employee that actually survived that day, because everyone that was in the barn was immediately killed when the barn exploded. So what they think happened was someone may have been smoking and near these open explosive materials. And it caused an immediate explosion that essentially created a crater on this property and
now you're telling me that the fireworks expert Bramblett didn't tell them not to smoke around the fireworks?
Well, I'm going to get to that. When
he saw the news in the paper the next day, that's the moment in the movie when this happens.
Ooh.
And he keeps eating his shreddies.
What is he eating?
Shreddies.
Shreddies, yeah. These don't taste good anymore. So what essentially happened was, a huge explosion on the property. Maureen sees out her window, she sees this explosion. She feels it in the house because it shattered windows. The explosion was felt up to 32 kilometers away. So that's quite a radius. It was essentially an enormous bomb that went off. And so Maureen sees this, and her reaction to this is to immediately run into the house, jump in her car, and drive away.
She makes a break for it, is what you're saying.
She makes a break for it. So Dan Lee Webb, obviously this is before cell phones, he doesn't know anything has happened until he drives back to his property, and there's fire trucks. And
wait, what happened to David?
David was taken to the hospital.
Right. Yeah. Precautionary measures. Yeah.
As a precautionary measure, he would survive. He'd be okay. But Dan comes back to the property and is obviously shocked because his barn that just made him $1.5 million is now gone.
Yeah. His illegal firework barn destroyed his worm farm.
Yeah. I think, for some reason, what I have in my head, even though I know this is not true, when I think of worm farm, I keep thinking of Dumb and Dumber.
Sure.
They had like a worm farm in their house, and I'm just so confused as to why it requires so much property to run a worm farm, but it is what it is. So anyway, this is the property after
that's the crater.
That's the crater. The result of all of this. So obviously
now it's sad because we're making jokes, but people lost their lives. But even more so than that, there were probably countless worms that passed away too.
It's true. We lost people and we lost the worms. And look,
think about it from an economical standpoint, and think about all those poor fishermen.
Yeah,
they had to go find worms elsewhere.
Yeah. What a shame.
Yeah.
So anyway, the ATF is like, oh, I guess there was an issue here. And so they bring charges against Dan Lee Webb and David, and also against Howard. So Dan, because he actually had family members, and this is the really sad part, including his mother and his other brother, were both working in the factory that day.
He employed his mom and his brother at the worm factory / fireworks factory.
Yeah. So because of that, I guess the judge gave him sort of a light sentence. So he only got 10 years. Howard Bramblett, though, was charged not only for this, but another farm that he had converted into a fireworks factory also had an explosion that killed some of the workers.
All right, so he's got a track record of ruining lives.
Yeah. Bramblett turns out was a bad guy, which you pegged right from the beginning.
Yeah, right away you hear that name, and that's like, this guy's bad company right there.
Yeah. So anyway, so he was charged, and he got even more time. Interestingly enough, Maureen kind of got a slap on the wrists because even though she was running the day-to-day on the farm, they didn't consider her, I guess, at the same level as the other guys. So all told, sadly, 11 people died in this explosion, all because this guy thought that he was going to make some extra coin on the side and didn't really think that it needed to take care of the safety of his employees. So
including his mom.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story of Webb's bait farm.
So this is what we can expect on your soon-to-be released program. Stories like this.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
I love it. It's so weird and it's unusual. I think, though, instead of a podcast, you should do a web series specifically on this story, like Chernobyl, but the Webb's worm farm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Imagine that. The all-star cast that you could pull: Tom Arnold as Howard Ramblett.
Bramblett, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, you went
Kathy
Italian
Bates.
there for a
Kathy
second.
Bates is Maureen.
Kathy Bates is Maureen. Well, but at the same time, Maureen was only 30.
Kathy Bates
Even
is
still,
Maureen.
all right.
Deal or no deal. She's
We
still
can do
Maureen.
an Irishman thing and just de-age her.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like what
That's
we're
great.
doing here. So maybe we've got a web series, but for certain we've got a podcast, Vance. Does it have a name yet?
The working title right now is "This Is a Disaster."
The working title is "This Is a Disaster," soon to be released wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get it, like, share, and subscribe, please.
Now, if you host, I'm saying you either host with that voice or you host doing an impersonation of Bill Curtis. And there's like 2 people that care about that reference, and it's us.
Yeah, Bill Curtis is the man. I would probably do this voice. Oh, you're not gonna like this.
Yeah, just say it's
there
Bill
was a
Curtis.
plane crash. Yeah.
Just say that I'm doing a Bill Curtis impression. Well, Vance, look, thanks for popping by and telling that story. I enjoyed it, and I want you to do this podcast. How about this? How about I'm your accountability officer? I give you a due date of when to get episode 1 out.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
this
that.
Friday.
That would be great.
This Friday.
This Friday.
You just do it.
Aye. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you.
I'm keeping you accountable, though.
What's that?
No, you go first.
No, I was just going to say thank you to you and your audience for allowing me to kind of talk through that. Definitely, it's a work in progress. We're workshopping, so
Look,
I appreciate
I'll
that.
tell you this much: there's like 3 people that prepare when they come on this show. The other ones are like, "We're just gonna wing it," and you see what happens. My back gets sore from carrying the load. Vance, you're a legend for doing this. I appreciated this story, and it gave us something to make fun of tonight. All these people that are no longer with us.
Yeah, thank you all for the entertainment tonight.
Vance, let's talk soon, okay?
All right.
Thanks for coming on. That's Vance Gillis. He's doing it. This Friday, the first episode is going to drop. And maybe that was bullish of me to give him such a short deadline, considering that it is less than 48 hours away. Stay posted. Vance, this guy's all over the net. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. This guy's got a LinkedIn profile. I'm sure you'll find it on LinkedIn. Let's move on to our next guest. She's here every week. She's back again. Let's welcome Racquel Belmonte to the show. Hi, Racquel.
Hi, little cutie. How's it going? How's it hanging, rather?
Now, how's it hanging?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm dangling by a thread.
Aren't we all? I'm so happy you said that.
Well, hold on. How's it hanging with you?
Oh, the exact same. I feel like the thread that I'm on, though, is like very frayed. Like, we're walking on we don't know if we're gonna die or not. What's happening?
I believe that we're gonna be okay. I think that
Thank you.
Now we've got a saying here in Quebec.
Oh, say it. I love Quebec.
Since 19 really came to pass, this is a slogan that was developed in the time of 19. It goes as follows: "Ça va bien aller."
Ça va bien aller.
Yeah, just like that. Ça va bien aller.
Ça va bien aller.
Yeah, now you sound like a true Quebecer, and that means it's going to be okay. Things are going to get fine.
Oh, merci.
Yeah, bienvenue.
Another one at you. What about je m'appelle Racquel? Oh fuck, I can't remember how to say how old I am. Anyways, that's
the French people love the F word. They love the F word too.
You know what else they love is when I say what I did for my French oral in grade 12. Bonjour, je m'appelle Racquel. Est-ce que tu aimes le volleyball? Oui, j'aime le volleyball. I got an A fucking plus for that.
Was that the whole presentation for that? Hi, my name is Racquel. Do you like volleyball? I like volleyball.
Yeah, it was like a back and forth with one of the French teachers, but she let me do what I needed to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now, coming in from the chat right now. Quote: Racquel's French is better than James's. LOL.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, I refuse to say merci beaucoup for that.
You sounded nice when you said it. What's wrong with how he said it? Chat?
You know,
who's watching this right now?
The guests make fun of me. The audience makes fun of me. That's why I said earlier at the top, I said, don't wipe your shoes. You step on my face if you want to.
I would never do that to you. You know what I'll do is step on people's faces who are mean to you.
Racquel, you're coming back on Friday for saying that. This is the
Thank
second time I've
you.
said it to you in the span of
Yes,
an hour.
yes.
Racquel, we could gab like old friends for another hour.
And I
but
would love that.
I
Yeah.
do not want to encroach on why you are here tonight because you, much like Vance, have put time and effort into your segment. Racquel, would you like to tell us what you have planned for this evening?
Yes, James. So this morning, when you asked me if I wanted to be a guest on At Home with James, I was like, yeah, sure. I have nothing. Then I realized, oh, I have a tweet right now that's doing very well. And then I started to feel bad for some of my other tweets. I was like, these should be viral or they should have been viral. So
now this is the thing about
Yeah.
Twitter. I used
Sure.
to tweet. I have a Twitter account. I have for someone who doesn't tweet, I have more followers than I should have. It's not a large amount of followers, but enough to the point that when I do tweet, they should look at it and go, "What? Who's this?"
Yeah.
Because I tweet so infrequently. This to me is the issue that I had with Twitter is you tweet something and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. You want the likes. I don't get that feeling off of funny Facebook statuses or Instagram posts. People could not respond. I couldn't care less. But with Twitter, it gets to me. And hearing
Yes.
you say this, I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. So then this segment is going to be a real hit. This is called tweets that should have been viral but weren't. And I'll be honest with you, James, I was a little upset waking up the next day after posting all these tweets and they were at however many likes. Do you want to start? Should we
Well,
start?
I want to ask you a question. What's your
Yeah.
average amount of likes? You post a tweet.
Oof. I want to say if I usually average at about 20.
That's pretty good. That's
For
pretty
somebody,
good.
is it pretty good, James? I have like 2,000 and something followers. Where the fuck are they? Are they sleeping on my shit?
Now,
Sorry, I'm getting all heated and so unnecessary.
Racquel,
So-
you get as fiery as you like, but here's the thing. I feel like your audience is curated for a certain type of content, which is the cartoon world or the television program world. And you're over here tweeting about, I don't know. You tell us.
Say it.
No, maybe something
Say
maybe
it.
something a little 18 and over.
Okay, 18 plus. Some of my followers aren't even 18 yet, so maybe they just don't get it. That's what
It
I'm
could be.
telling myself.
Okay, so maybe this is why I think if I got 20, that'd be a triumph for me. I'd be like, I'm shutting it down now.
Yeah.
But you're a person of high standards, so we're going to see some of these tweets in a segment that sounds like it should be on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Thank you for saying that.
Let's see some of these tweets.
Okay, let me unlock my phone. Here we go. Okay, this one is my favorite tweet I've ever twoed.
Yeah, the
Fuck it.
best tweet you've ever twoed. Here we go.
How do I sleep at night? I like to imagine that Tim Horton of Tim Hortons made his loved ones call him Daddy Donut. A missed opportunity, if you ask me. Good night with a kiss. Mwah. And then that only got 13 likes. That's so funny. I actually I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh. That's how funny I thought it was.
Now, I'll tell you what I like. I like the fun little of Tim Hortons.
Thank you.
I like that part. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And then I commented on it. This is my best tweet because truly it is. I will never be funnier than this.
And-
James, I've written hundreds of sketches and this is funnier than all of them.
Well, here's the thing. The subtweet of this is my best tweet looks like it only has 7 likes. So it seems like people, basically half the people saw that and agreed and the other half didn't.
Yeah, which hurts even more.
Yeah.
You can imagine how I feel with that.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
It's upsetting. I thought it was funny.
It's
Dare
good.
I ask if you...
It's good.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe this next one will make you laugh a little bit more.
Okay. Okay.
And then if you honestly don't feel bad, you can tell me why a tweet didn't do well.
All right. Okay.
I don't mind.
Okay.
This though it's untouchable. This next one. This is okay, wait, sorry. This is my favorite. Okay. So in quotes, all these eyes and I still don't see you fucking trying. A spider breaking up with her shitty boyfriend.
Okay.
That's amazing. How do you come up with this stuff, Racquel, is probably what you're thinking. Weed. Probably. I
Mhm.
remember I tweeted that and I thought it was so funny. And I read it to my family, and both brothers were like, that's not that funny. And my dad's like, I don't get it.
Okay.
And my mom didn't say a word. She's like, well, if I don't know.
Well, it sounds like that was your market research.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I wasn't high when I tweeted this. I said, real talk, I'm not even high yet. And this is actually the funniest tweet on the internet. And then I followed up and said, okay, I'm high now. And the only flaw with this tweet is my personality.
Okay, so this now, I think what's interesting about the first one is you kind of see a descent afterwards,
Oh, yeah, spiraling for sure.
right? So when you say this is the funniest tweet on the internet, I like that part because it's clear
Thanks.
that it's obviously not the funniest tweet on the internet.
Okay, wow, that's fucking rude.
Now I'm telling you,
But
this
I
is
asked
what
for
I'm
honesty.
gathering as the consumer. This is what I'm gathering.
You're
And
right.
then the follow-up tweet is, okay, I'm high. And now the only flaw with this tweet is my personality, which I think that third tweet is the total descent, where it's like, this isn't turning out how I wanted it to. Time to punch down on myself.
Whoa, whoa. I'm going to cancel therapy tomorrow because you just blew my mind.
Okay, so once again, now the first tweet, 50 likes. Raquel,
Which is, yeah.
what's the problem with 50?
Wow, what's the problem with 1,000? Do I not deserve 1,000 likes for that? That was good.
I think 50 is pretty good for that tweet.
I could do better. I
You
know.
like I'll give you this. You don't see a lot of people making spider jokes, right?
Thank you. I was doing it for them.
I think that this is something that could be like, if you took out the cursing, it could be like fun jokes for kids.
Okay, so then all these eyes, and I still don't see you trying. A spider breaking up with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's potential there.
Okay.
Now I'm mostly interested in the next two because I think they speak that we're opening our eyes, no pun intended, but to Racquel here. I like the humor of someone at their low point.
Thank you. And I'm constantly at a low point, so I feel you'll love my Twitter feed.
Look,
Anyhow,
Racquel, I follow you. I like what you tweet. I think 50 not so bad. I think 50 not so bad. As the French would say, c'est pas si pire.
C'est pas si pire. What does that mean? See what I did with that R?
It's not so bad. It means it's not so bad.
Je pas si pire.
Yeah. You don't want to say j'ai pas si pire.
Je pas.
No, you don't want the j'ai at all. J'ai means you
I
or
have.
I.
Oh.
You want to say c'est.
C'est
pas si pire.
C'est pas si pire.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm turning myself on talking French. Anyway, should we go to the next one?
I insist we do.
Okay, so there's no swearing in this one whatsoever.
Raquel, we know you as a cursor. If it was a problem, you wouldn't have been back after day one.
That's true. Thank you for saying that. I just don't want you to get kicked off of Twitch, especially for these images
We'll
of Harry
be fine.
Styles.
We just got to keep the feet and the phallus images.
Oh, you mean no? I won't do it. I have bare feet today, and your audience doesn't want to see that. I'm doing it for your audience. Okay, so this one, this is a picture, two pictures of Harry Styles dressed like the Little Mermaid. So then I tweeted, "Down where it's wetter, all right." ... And I put the two pictures. Get it, like from the song.
What
Down
song?
where it's wetter, under the sea.
I'm not familiar. Is this from the movie The Littlest Mermaid? I have never seen that movie.
Mermaid. The Little Mermaid.
The
Really?
Little Mermaid. Oh, I see. I'm doing a mashup between The Little Mermaid and The Littlest Hobo.
That's what I was thinking you were doing.
We're talking about The Littlest Hobo. I've seen a variety of episodes of that. I've never seen The Little Mermaid.
James, I am not a fan of watching movies online with people. I have my reasons, but I think we should watch The Little Mermaid. I feel like we should do that.
I'll tell you what, I'm not opposed to watching movies with people online. Watching The Little Mermaid, though, I mean...
Fair. Okay, but
here's an issue with this tweet. So, okay, if you're James, you have no reference point. You're just looking at someone and you know, oh, this is the Little Mermaid outfit. Again, I like the second tweet more, but it's like it's a statement on the tweet. You've got, this is my most disgusting tweet. Now I'm noticing a theme in which you label this tweet is my bat tweet, the most disgusting, the most this, the most that. I like that. That's good for branding.
Thank you for saying that. I feel like I'm in charge of everything I do, and I'd like to be in charge of the reactions I elicit, even though I know that that's not possible. For this, though, I'm concerned why you like "This is my most disgusting tweet" when you don't know the song. I feel like
I'm assuming that this is a double entendre. There's got to be some type of 18 and over, because I see the word wetter and my mind wanders into the gutter.
Totally, as it should. I was definitely talking about my vagina, for sure, 1,000%.
Hey,
I'm so sorry I said the V word. That's disgusting.
You know what? The V word, it's a medical term. It's a biological term. Vagina.
Yeah, vagina. I was talking about this picture eliciting a response from my vagina.
Yeah, what you're saying is the picture of Harry Styles aroused you.
Oh, a lot. So,
I'm going to tell you something, because I do not have a full image of this. I thought this was a picture of multi-platinum recording artist Pink.
James, no.
So this is the thing. I might not be the target audience for this one, but again, I like the second tweet.
Okay, thank you. So I will keep what I'm getting so far, or what I'm gathering, rather, is that I should keep all these like secondary.
I like that. I like that part. I like that.
Thank you. Okay, shall we move on to the next?
I would love to.
Okay. Oh, this is a picture of Joe Pesci wearing from Home Alone, and he's wearing that stupid toque that I also wear one of these. But it says, "I only speak in indie movie quotes in my original song lyrics due to wear this toque." It's funny.
I only speak in indie movie quotes and my original song lyrics.
Okay, let me explain this one to you, James.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I'm out to lunch here.
Okay, a lot of the men that I attract wear hats like this, like that really like small, like fold, and they like all have like tattoos, and they like talk about their own albums, they talk about music I've never fucking heard of, or they talk like, oh yeah, I was in one of my friends' indie movies. I'm like, fuck you, no one cares.
So
like,
you're telling us, Racquel Belmonte from British Columbia, that you attract little toque guys.
Apparently.
Yeah,
I attract little toque guys. And you want to know something?
With
I like
tattoos that you know, they say tattoos tell a story. With the current young man, tattoos tell no story.
Yeah, yes. Wait, what? Okay, wait, say it again. Say it again. Sorry.
I don't know. Repeating my joke, I don't know if I should.
No, because you know what? I started to think, I'm like, maybe I'm the problem, because I actually like that. And I wear it too. Like, who am I? That's why it felt okay to make fun of guys who wear toques like that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Racquel, how old are you? You're 30, you're 29.
I'm 29.
You're in the target age for this current look.
I know.
Where you got these old timers like me and Vance, just a couple guys with maybe a hairy rear end. We're wearing toques the old-fashioned way, over the ears, you know.
Maybe when I turn 30, all of that will go away, and I'll say goodbye to every single synth musician I've ever.
Yeah, now these gentlemen that wear these toques, are they also wearing like little tiny, very circular framed glasses?
One of them did, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm imagining like a t-shirt, and maybe they've got some of the sleeve rolled up.
Yeah, I used to.
And the cuffed pants that don't quite go all the way down, so you see some of their ankles.
Yeah, and I'm like, why would you cuff? Why would you cuff? They're already such short pants. Or like, I don't know. I could talk about dudes like this forever.
Racquel, it sounds like you're attracting guys that spend $6 on a cup of coffee.
Literally. And I entertain it. So that's why I'm like, oh, maybe I'm the problem. Either way, this tweet was incredible. It was groundbreaking. Is that what I'm trying to say?
Well, I don't know look, Racquel, is this a groundbreaking tweet? I don't know if I would use the term groundbreaking. Now, if you're telling me you're tweeting about opening up a worm farm, then I'm thinking maybe it's groundbreaking.
That is cool. I would absolutely hook up with someone if they said, "You want to see my worm farm?" I'd be like, "That's fucked, of course." And then
Oh
I would never
my.
talk to them again.
Oh,
I have no standards right
I
now.
okay, but hold
I'm
on. I'll
joking.
tell you this. I like that Joe Pesci is in the tweet because Home Alone's one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
Okay, Raquel,
Yeah.
have you ever heard my impersonation of Joe Pesci from Home Alone?
No, but I would love nothing more.
Not to derail the segment
No,
here.
derail it,
Famously,
please.
when Joe Pesci gets hurt, whether he's slipping on ice or burning his head or doing a handstand into a toilet bowl full of kerosene, he sounds a little something like this.
Stop.
I
Stop it.
think I hurt myself.
Ouch. Ah.
Coming in from the chat right now, he was on this show earlier. Vance Gillis. Oh no, the Pesci. He's heard this one a variety of times. Look, Raquel, I can't see how many likes or RTs this tweet got. Can you tell us?
Oh, yeah, it was like 30.
30s? See, I didn't even understand the joke.
Well, I was making fun of dudes that wear that too.
And I'll
so
tell you
I
what,
thought more women who sleep with guys like that would tweet that, but I guess I'm the problem.
Raquel, I make fun of those dudes, as the kids say, IRL.
Oh, I get it. Okay. So then why didn't you find that funny? What would have made it better?
I think the wording confused me. So this is not an indictment on the tweet. It's an indictment on James.
Thank you for saying that because
30
that is
likes,
a good
though.
tweet.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Shall we move on to the next one?
We shall.
Oh, I love this. This deserved more than 14 likes. Do you know the Clean and Clear Morning Burst commercial?
No.
Okay. So, and I'll tell you, there's context for this too, or not context, stuff that happened after. Clean and Clear Morning Burst, more like Clean and Clear Morning Bust. This tweet, like Saturday, is for the boys. And then I did a bunch of like dude emojis, and then I put in brackets.
We've got a guitar, a lightning bolt, a skateboard.
Yep.
I think a drunk face.
I think it's coming, but
oh, is that what that is? I've been using that as a drunk face. So I guess I've been sending that to people who might think I'm ejaculating. Then we've got a looks like a Ross Rabigliati emoji. Then we've got a dirt bike, a virus. What is this? A bottle of cream?
Lotion. It's lotion.
Then we've got the number 100, and then the I'm crazy and I do improv emoji. I like the last part.
Please unfollow me.
Raquel, there's a theme in your tweets that it screams low confidence.
Okay, here's the thing about my
balance it, because the tweet itself confident, then you've got like
okay. Well, first of all, this is an incredible tweet. Now we can do a deep dive on Rack. I think my followers deserve better, especially if they're following me for the cartoons that I'm on.
Okay.
Or they're like following my career, which unfortunately some people are following me just for that. And then they unfollow me when I tweet who I am as a person.
Right. So you're basically serving two masters in this moment.
Yeah, I'm like, here's what I like doing, but also, I know that this is gross. Don't fucking comment on here being like, that's gross, because I know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Of course.
Perfect. That being said, what do you think about this tweet? Because I think it's so funny. Like saying it again, I'm like, how I want to retweet it. I want to retweet my own tweet. That's a fucking
now. I don't know what this product is, but I think that the use of the Saturdays are for the boys. I've said that satirically with some of my contemporaries, but unfortunately, much like the mermaid one, I'm the reference is lost on me.
Okay, so maybe Andy can pull up a quick commercial for us. No, I'm joking. I don't need you to do anything.
Okay, but this is a commercial. Now you said something that I'm interested in, Raquel. You said you're tempted to retweet it.
Yeah. because it's good.
I think you should retweet it right now.
Really?
I think it's our duty to see if you can exceed 14 likes by the end of the episode.
Holy shit, really? Should I do
Yeah.
it? I'm gonna have to scroll all the way back to like 2020.
Now what if you took the screen capture? Now hear me out and tweet the screen capture of the tweet.
Oh, that's good, because then it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
People will want to steal this, especially Clean and Clear. So
This might end up on one of those meme accounts on Instagram.
That's my dream. I think all of these could have been on those. I don't get it. What
Then
am I doing?
tonight's the night we try, Racquel. By God, tonight is the night we try.
Fine. I'm gonna post it, and I am gonna see what happens.
Okay. Now before we let you go,
yes,
I've received a production note that you've also got something off topic that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
It does not fall in line with anything that we've discussed tonight.
No, not at all. It's something that I might tweet about if you agree with me or not.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if I'm just like, what's the word you used for me one of the weeks? Was it repressed or something, like sexually or whatever? I don't even remember
it's
what the word
possible
was.
that I used it. I phrased it like that.
Sure, something like that. And I was like, I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's pandemic fatigue. I don't know if it's because COVID left my brain awry. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Whatever.
We follow.
Thank you for following. Anyway, there's this guy I was hoping to show you and I want you to give me your opinion on him because I personally am very attracted to this person. Now,
is he wearing a little toque?
He's not. He's different. He's not like other guys.
Okay.
So,
there's a picture?
There's a picture.
All right. So, in a moment, we're going to see who Racquel is crush. Okay, this is the mascot for the Frigo Cheeseheads.
Oh my God. He's hot, right? Am I crazy?
Well, I would say that he's got a good flow, which is code word for hair. He's got some good lettuce, as the hockey players say. Now, this is some type of cheese stick brand.
Yes. When I was little, we used to eat those cheese strings. Have you ever eaten a cheese string, James?
Absolutely.
Amazing. So then you'll know how delicious they are.
You know who this reminds me of?
Who?
Andy Asaf. Very similar hair. Big shoulders. No? You don't see it? Look at that hair.
I gotta pull it up. How can you fucking say that about this man?
You put a beard on this cheese head. This is Andy.
No, it's not. It really isn't. This guy has blue eyes. I don't know what color eyes Andy has.
Similar hair, big shoulders, a lot of confidence.
How do you see his shoulders? I don't know. This is not okay. No.
I say go for it.
For the cheese guy.
Why not both?
What? I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm going to go for the cheese guy. If you think the cheese guy is hot, I'm going to do what I need to do.
Well, yeah, I think Andy's a good looking guy.
Stop it! Ew! Why would you say that?
This is who I see. You show me the Frigo cheesehead, I see Andy Asaf.
No!
I don't know what to tell you, Racquel. I'm happy.
I'm turning red because I'm pissed.
Well, people often turn red when they're feeling bashful.
No!
All I'm saying is, if you think the Frigo cheesehead guy is attractive, then that's fine.
I don't. Hold on now. No. How can you say that?
How can I say that if you asked me if
this is a man made of cheese with bright blue eyes, with long straight hair, and he has curly hair? Get out of here, Andy. No one cares.
No, this character has got some serious flow.
Who cares? So does a lot of people.
Racquel, you don't have to think that it looks like Andy, right? I think that it's a good-looking mascot.
Thank you. So I'm going to fuck the cheese mascot then. Thank you very much. Now I'm mad again. I hope you're happy, James. I have sweat. I guess in my armpits. I was like, what are those called again?
Yeah. You want to call those armpits? Yeah.
in my
Raquel,
giant fucking sweater. I'm mad.
Raquel, I don't want you to be
What?
mad. I'm going to tell you why. This is a great segment.
Thank you.
I thought it was going to be really difficult to top the worms and fireworks, but now we are 2 for 2. This is a great show tonight. And I
Thank
don't
you
say
so
that after
much.
every show.
Well, that's nice. Thanks, James.
Raquel,
Yeah.
I want you to be happy.
I'm
Right?
always happy.
Whether it's with the cheese head,
Oh my god.
whether
Don't
it's
finish it. Don't finish the sentence.
with the little
don't fucking
tooth
finish it.
guy,
We can end it there. We can end it there.
or otherwise.
We can end it. I will. Hey, James, I just bought a webcam cover and I am not afraid to use it.
Mhm.
Look at that. Yeah,
Yeah, but then
it'll stay like that. If
Yeah,
you
but then so many of us won't be able to see you.
good.
Raquel, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me. Love you. Bye.
Have a good one, Racquel. That's Racquel Belmonte. I can't be the only one that thought the Frigo cheese guy looked like Andy Asaf, right? Like I said, got some serious flow. Clearly a big guy. Andy's a big guy. And just oozing with confidence. Oozing with confidence. Folks, we're going to be back on Friday. Who's going to be here? You'll find out when I do. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/@home with James. Let's welcome our final guest, an expert in their own specific field. It is a first-time appearance. Let's welcome Dr. Jack Nasty.
Oh, James, baby, how are you, baby?
You know what? When I saw the email today, I thought, who's Jack Nasty? I thought somebody was pulling a prank on me. And now I'm
James.
putting a name to a face. Dr. Jack
Oh,
Nasty.
that's nasty, James. That's
It is nasty. Now, I have never had a guest in almost 250 episodes show up as well dressed as you.
Thank you, James. You know, this is all part of the attire here at the university.
That's quite a voice that you've got. Now, take us through what you mean. What university are you working for?
Oh, it's the Harvard of Hard-Ons, James. I'm the doctor of dirt. I'm the scientist of smut, baby. I'm just here with my babely researchers, my fetish fact checkers, and my erotic experiments that we're conducting.
Now, did you say the Harvard of Hard-Ons?
We research anything, dirt, smut, or the science of salaciousness, James.
So you research anything that is smutty, dirty, and depraved.
And most especially, nasty.
So you must have done some deep research on a variety of Raquel's appearances on this show.
Oh, Racquel is one of our most favorite test subjects. We've experimented. She's actually part of our program where we dose people with LSD and send them out in the wild to see how nasty they get.
Okay, so there is a lot to unpack, Dr. Jack Nasty, was it?
Yeah, we call it MK I'm so nasty ultra. That's the experiment.
Have you been drinking?
Oh, James, when you're as nasty as me.
What's in those test tubes behind you? Are those the party shots?
James, these are fluids, James.
Yeah, of all the
Of various sorts. Who?
Now, can I ask you, do you have a middle name?
No.
All right, well, that puts that question to bed pretty quick. Now, I've never heard of this background, this expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what else you work on?
James, I'm so glad you asked. We've done all sorts of great research here, and actually the reason why we've actually been connected with your show is through your regular tech, Andy Asaf. He actually sent me an email. You see, I work very closely with Andy. We helped develop the...
Wait, hold on. You work closely with Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so what, are you telling me that you also have a background in improv?
That sounds very unsexual, James. I don't know what improv is, but
you'd be
the other way
surprised.
I improvise is in the bedroom.
Okay. So you go ways back with Andrew.
Yeah, he helped us. He gave us the hidden piece we needed to develop our Thrive male enhancement technology. Of course, this is a pill that you take for men who have problems with having too many erections, and it helps suppress that urge, James.
Right. It's an erection suppressant.
Oh yeah, that's right, James. We also do all sorts of research around toques. And when men wear toques on their heads, small toques, it immediately makes them more sexual, James.
Okay, so I wasn't aware of this. So a toque, much like the one Joe Pesci wears in Home Alone, you're telling me is an aphrodisiac?
That's right, James. Girls go crazy the second you put on a tiny toque. It's like you've read every page of Infinite Jest.
Okay, so basically it sounds like you deal in everything that has to do in the activities of love.
James, my business is dirt, and business is a booming.
Well, now you're talking about this idea of dirt and filth and nastiness, but a lot of this sounds more medical and scientific, though. What
Well,
about
James,
specifically dirty?
It's a very specific and difficult field. I've researched across the world. I have 13 doctorates in Karma Sutra. I got a doctorate in roast battles. I got a doctorate in dirty stand-up comedy. I got a doctorate in, let's see, what else? I got a doctorate in catcalling. I got a doctorate.
I wasn't aware they gave doctor. You got a PhD in catcalling?
Yeah, and my research on why it's no good.
Okay, so you're chivalrous, at the same time.
The science is quickly adapting to the times, James. You know, we're not depraved here.
Okay, well, I guess I'm getting some mixed signals. So you're doing things in a respectful but depraved way.
Oh, James, it gets so nasty here. Late at night in the laboratory, things happen.
Can I tell you something?
But they happen consensually. Yes.
I am not what one would refer to as sexually active.
James.
Now, I learned recently, now this is probably not going to come as any surprise to you, that people, not only in movies, but in real life, have sexual intercourse in the morning.
Ah, James, you're referring to my research paper that I published last year on morning coitus.
Can you send me that?
I can definitely forward you that link, James. You know, James, we do all sorts of research that I think you might find interesting. Currently, we're researching the science of negging.
Oh, now I know about this through Socrates, our resident pickup artist. That's where you essentially tease someone to lower their self-esteem.
That's right, James. It's a very manipulative tactic in dating that a lot of, pickup artists use. But I like to think of it, I'm a roast comic myself. You're just kind of roasting.
You're a roast comic?
Yes, James. Like I said, I have a PhD in roast battles.
Okay, now I understood that as you only did research on it. I wasn't aware that you're also a practitioner. So we've got ourselves a Jeff Ross in our company.
Oh, Jeff Ross was one of my earliest students.
Jeff Ross was one of your students?
Oh yeah, me and Jeff, he would we'd hit the a back nine in the early morning, and we hit our behinds in the early afternoon, if you know what I mean.
You hit your behinds?
We hit each other's behinds, James. That's how you get good at roasting. Is you feel pain yourself. You feel the pain and shame of existing, and you tap into that darkness, and then you turn it on the outside world as a form of sort of tearing others down to make yourself feel better.
There's a lot of mixed signals. You're against catcalling, but you're into tearing other people down.
Consensually, that is, of course.
Okay, I understand. Now, can you tell us, do you have anything specific? What did you just do with some of that hair there?
You're talking about my curl?
Yeah, your curl.
My nasty curl?
Is that what you call that, a nasty curl? Now, it looks like, I just want to examine things a little bit here. I initially thought you were wearing an ascot. That looks like an American flag bandana.
You know, James, I pick up my style from all sorts of sources, hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the nastiest men in Hollywood. I get it from Vogue magazine.
Did you pick up that bandana from a biker gang?
Yes, I got, yep. I was hanging out with a biker gang, James, because I was doing research on the way motorcycles interact with our libido systems.
Right, okay, the vibrations are probably pleasurable.
Ooh, baby, yeah.
What about these sunglasses? Did you visit Graceland?
These were a hand down from one of my uncle is Elvis Presley.
Your uncle is Elvis Presley.
Well, James, with a name like Nasty, you gotta think that my whole family's nasty, baby.
Elvis was really known as being nasty? I thought he was just known for being...
He was one of the nastiest.
Really? Can you tell us something about your Uncle Elvis?
Well, as you know, Elvis, R.I.P. Unky, he died...
Yeah, in case people aren't aware, Elvis passed away.
Yeah, spoiler alert. He died on what is known as the shitter. And he was doing so while doing all sorts of dirty drugs and shooting guns at TVs. You can't get nastier than that.
Right. He was also known for eating a fried peanut butter banana sandwich.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, it's a real nasty lunch.
Oh.
Now, do you have any tips or tricks or anything that you can pass on to our audience who might be looking to get nasty in their own right? Of course, there's a global crisis going on, 19, as we call it on the show.
I like to call it COVID barely legal, James.
COVID barely legal. Okay, now how do you feel about that?
It's nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. I'm still having a hard time to decipher whether you're for or against, but in any event, do you have any tips for people?
James, you know, I would always tell both my clients and my unwitting participants in my experiments, like Racquel, to really look inwards.
Unwilling?
They don't know.
You said everything was about being consensual.
She was consensually unwilling. Listen, James, we're not going to dwell on the details here.
Quote, she was consensually
Look, James,
unwilling.
You don't tweet things like that unless you're on some sort of mind-altering substances. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Okay.
Anyways, James, I would recommend you look inwards, James. Mm-hmm. Tap into your inner nasty.
Okay. Now, how does one tap into their inner nasty? Right.
Well, James,
I'm not a nasty guy.
I can see that, Jace, but you know, I see potential, you know. Okay, I'm not just a researcher, but I'm also a talent scout, James. I have several leather couches in my apartment just for this case.
Are you trying to tell us that you make pornography?
No, James, Jesus, that's nasty. No, I'm just simply saying I could spot someone who has the potential to be a nasty, nasty boy, and James, you have it. All right, so just sit on my proverbial leather couch here, my virtual leather couch, and I actually have a research quiz that I've scientifically formulated to discover your inner nasty. Do you want to take it? It doesn't take long.
All right, well, yeah. Once you said it doesn't take long, I immediately became more interested.
All right, James. All right, I'm loving it. Okay, James, this is a simple quiz that again I scientifically formulated from all the nastiest people out there.
For your consensually unwilling participants.
For my consensually unwilling science experiment participants, we've distilled it down to this quiz, okay? And you might find it on BuzzFeed.com because they stole our research, but it's called Which Shrek Character Are You Most Like in Bed? Are you ready, James?
Yeah, unfortunately, I am.
All right, James, first question. Here, let's play some music while we do this. All right, we're getting nasty. So, James, what would your ex-partner say you like in bed? Are you seductive? Are you fun? Are you nasty? Incredible? Super kinky? Or talented?
You know what? I want to veer towards the safest answer. How about fun?
All right, James. Fun in bed, eh, James? All right, I like it. All right, James, here's your second question coming up hot. Which secondary Shrek character, so this is not the main cast.
What if you've never seen Shrek? I've never seen this damn movie.
Has the most sex appeal in your opinion, okay? So I'm just going to name them, and just based off of their names, you're going to decide. Is it Dragon? Is it Big Bad Wolf? Is it Gingerbread Man? Is it Rumpelstiltskin? Is it Fairy Godmother? Or is it Prince Charming? Who do you think is the hottest?
How about Dragon? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, James. I think we found your nasty nickname. All right, here we go. Number 3, be honest. This is in the question. Be honest, as if you weren't already. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about what Shrek's penis looks like? And your answers you have to select from are duh, maybe once, not until now, thanks, Dr. Jack Nasty. It says BuzzFeed, but I changed it. Is it WTF? Is it, yeah, it's green, obviously, or never?
Never.
Okay, let me restart the song here. Okay, there we go. What swamp best reflects your sex life?
Swamp?
Yeah, we got like a nice swamp, like a sunny swamp. They all kind of look like swamps, really. So I'll just pick one for you. I'm going to pick the nasty one. Finally, last question.
I didn't even get to give my answer.
Last question, James. Which of these phrases would you actually say in bed? Sorry. Not my gumdrop buttons. Okay, that's your first phrase. Why, of course you're a girl dragon. What are you, number 3. What are you doing in my swamp? Number 4, I smell something familiar, something dangerous. Or, we've got a big order to fill.
I mean, I don't want to say any of these ever, but I guess I have to go with the one that sounds most realistic. What was that second to last one? Also, just to let you know, you're dancing, but no one can hear any music.
Really? Dang.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that. Dang.
Okay, well...
Dang. This guy's so
how about
nasty.
now? Is this nasty enough for you? How's this music doing? I'm sorry, I blew up there, James.
Yeah, we heard it very briefly. Now,
it's a side effect of Thrive male suppressants.
Yeah, Thrive male suppressant makes music not play to the audience at large. Now,
I smell something familiar, something dangerous.
Now, can you repeat that second to last one again? One more time?
I smell something familiar, something dangerous.
I unfortunately need to use this as my answer.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, here we go. We got our results. Are you ready to know what Shrek character you most like in bed?
Yeah, sure. Is it the dragon?
Nope. It's Donkey. You're so eager and excitable that having sex with you is honestly just a very fun time. But also, you're kind of loud during the whole experience. So there's that.
Yeah, I think the part that bothers me the most is that end when you said, so there's that.
What do you think, James? Do you think you found your inner nasty tonight?
I have to tell you something. When I received your email, I thought, I'm not so sure about what this guy does. And then the segment happened and you were here, and I'm still not so sure about what it is that you do.
Well, James, it comes and it goes, and it can be a little confusing. When people first meet me to really pinpoint me, but I'm a jack of all trades. In fact, I'm a Jack Nasty of all trades, James.
Well, Jack Nasty, please come back soon so I can further understand truly your essence as a human being.
James, I'd love to come back anytime, any place, James, much like what me and Jeff Ross used to say to each other.
All right, well, Mr. Nasty, excuse me, Dr. Nasty.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to have you back soon, and it's been just a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
All right, take it easy, James. Stay nasty.
Yeah, I'll stay nasty. That's Dr. Jack Nasty, the owner of a variety of PhDs, none of which I'm sure are valid. What a way to end this night, folks. That's our show. I need to thank Vance Gillis. I have to thank Racquel Belmonte, and of course, Dr. Jack Nasty, the man who diagnosed me as a donkey in coitus. I'm going to brush my teeth after this show is done. I appreciate you watching tonight. This was a fun one. I'm very pleased. I was coming in on a caffeine crash, the likes of which I had not experienced in some time. And tonight's guests, but more so you, the audience, have brought me to the peak of the mountain. So with that, I say good night. I am James. You are you. We were here. Goodbye, farewell, and be well.